injured here, 2v2 Calderis Refinery blue team. We have Array playing a Commissar Lord, offensive and support commander that fights melee, starts off with this energy shield. Zell Iceword is an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights melee, has great buffs for her army and some debuffs for her opponents. Red team, Caeltos, lead designer of Elite Mod, plays a Grey Knight Brother Captain, durable commander that walks through cover and cannot be suppressed, fights melee, good offense and support. And rounding out red team, we have Clobby playing a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander, fights melee by default, has a bunch of spells to annoy you with. Calderis then, classic map in all modes, the 2v2 is pretty good. We have this natural on east side for blue team, looks like Zell Iceword will be looking after that, central VP here. Farseer using her fleet to get to it. And west side natural for red team being looked after by Caeltos, chasing down some guardsmen with that storm bolter of his, is the brother captain getting models of them. So taking models off Imperial Guard is generally not a big deal. You have double sentinels here for Array. There's some good damage to this brother captain and he's forced to retreat. Farseer now idle in center. Some Tzeentch worship infiltrating these Chaos Space Marines for Clobby. Heavy ranged infantry that are decent in melee. Reasonably durable as well. We might see some rangers from Zell to detect all this infiltrated stuff from Tzeentch worship. Not just infiltrated, of course. When you are partially revealed, such as these Chaos Space Marines, you get a 20% range damage mitigation. Zell doing the right thing and putting pressure on the heretics. Here come Howling Banshees. Heretics way too low to deal with them. But here comes some more Chaos Space Marines. A very nice Doom Bolts from Clobby forces off these Howling Banshees. They get away with 4 models. Very lucky not to lose another. Dire Avengers now in retreat, losing a model to the sword of the Chaos Sorcerer there. Now the Farseer putting guide on herself, gets a nice special attack on his Chaos Space Marines. Can she get a model though? These guys already have Eternal War, so they're doing some pretty nice damage in melee. Plus 20% damage with Eternal War. She's now in retreat and Caeltos has double sentinels to deal with. Cannot get a heavy bolter setup team, of course, with Grey Knights. And he's gone double strike squad. 500 requisition to get these guys on the field. Very durable, quite versatile as well. Very good melee and range damage. They can also get some specialized weapon upgrades. An Incinerator in tier 1. Side Cannon in tier 2. Brother Captain struggling to get into combat with these sentinels, constantly backing off and doing some decent damage with this multi-laser of theirs. And he backs all the way off. Might see him just cap this VP. Guardsman here repairing this sentinel. Caterton Devils on the field for Array. Versatile infantry, can support, disrupt, counter melee units. Very, very nice unit. Might see them put some melee pressure on the strike squad with their power weapons that the Catertons have. 491, 348, a single cap for red. That was the all reliable grenade launcher. Strike squad sent into retreat. Very tough squad with 1095 hit points. The toughest tier 1 unit you can get on the field without spending power. Assault Marines being tougher, of course. Also, interceptors start with 1200 hit points. Commissar Lord forcing off the Inquisitorial Stormtroopers. Does he have his power sword? He does. Really great weapon for him. 50 DPS power melee damage. And gives you that awesome lead by example, boosting his speed and allowing him to disrupt things. Shuriken Cannon on the field, a good general counter to these double Chaos Space Marines who can't deal with setup teams by themselves. They both have Eternal War though, and Havoc's now on the field for Clobby. Might see, we still haven't seen any rangers from Zell. He does have the Doombringer though. Allows you to debuff the defenses on a unit. Good synergy with guide on one of your own units to do plus 60% damage to something. 465, 339, a double cap for blue. Howling Banshee trying to be very cheeky here and decap, and Clobby's letting them do it. 465, 333. Are we going to see a Doom Bolts? No, he's going to melee them. They should be able to decap. There is the Doom Bolts, starting ability of the Chaos Sorcerer. and is now suppressed by their war shout. Takes out a model with a sync kill. Howling Banshees need to retreat now under fire from those Chaos Space Marine bolters, knocking down the Chaos Sorcerer. Such awesome melee skill that Howling Banshees have, and now they're in retreat. Are they going to get meleeed in retreat? No. Could have taken out a couple more models if he meleeed them as they retreated. Caeltos under huge amounts of pressure from Array, who's done very well, has some improvised explosives here. And Caeltos, he does have the sergeant on the stormtroopers, which allows him to detect that explosive out, taking tons of damage. They have their grenade launchers, which actually do some pretty nasty damage. Double strikes forced off again, has double catechins. Array, very heavy tier 1. Does not have the ground pound upgrade on his sentinels though, so he hasn't spent the 15 power on these guys, allowing him to get double catechins on the field. Power sword, of course. Don't remember how much this thing is. I don't think it's too much. 20 power perhaps. Guardsmen have their sergeant. Allows them to reinforce 2 at a time. Constantly repairing these sentinels. And it's worked pretty well so far. Double sentinels up against Caeltos' Grey Knights. 465, 269. We have double shurikens for Zell. And he's going tier 2. The first to go, Caeltos with a purgation squad. Heavy weapon team with these incinerators. They don't need to set up though. Good AoE damage. They also suppress after a while. Great for taking down generators, of course, as well. Caeltos needs to get out of this corner of the map though. Array with some awesome pressure still has this improvised explosives here. And they're not always terribly easy to spot as well. Here we see a smoke grenade used by the catechins, providing cover for themselves. And now the Commissar pushing in amongst the strike squad with that power sword. Taking a lot of damage though. Has his shield up. Doing some special attacks now. Retreats. Here come Purgation. Get a shotgun blast to the face, knocking them back and suppressing them, much like the scout shotgun blast for Space Marines. Caeltos' brother captain now in retreat has the unending purge. That is this big yellow glimmer that you see on him. Really nice accessory this. Very cheap now. 20 power I think. For some huge health regen. Also has the Blessed Aegis, giving him even more health regen. Clobby pressuring power now, shooting up the node. Also trying to cap the VP, but was getting shut up by the Dire Avengers. Teleports out, so he has Vestments of the Warp. Will allow him to work on countering these shurikens with the teleporting into them and tying them up in melee. And Clobby goes tier 2. Triple catechins for Array. I don't think I've ever seen a build with triple that might have been a mistake, because that is a crazy build. Might have left them on auto. He's putting the pressure on Caeltos here though. Caeltos is going tier 2. Could put some serious hurt on if he got a Dreadnought quickly, because Array is not going tier 2 here. 465, 221. How has he got so much power? 465, 217. Here comes the Commissar. No, there he goes. In amongst the brother captain. Brother captain, of course, starts with a power melee weapon. 30 DPS compared to the upgraded power sword of the Commissar Lord. And there's the retreat again by the brother captain. Really hasn't been able to get his groove on. Commissar Lord taking a ton of damage there though. Array doing the right thing, putting the pressure onto those stormtroopers, getting models off them. Here come more catechins for Caeltos to deal with. There's the all reliable 465, 195, 2-to-1 cap for blue. Huge pressure on red team. Clobby trying to force the issue here, teleporting in amongst this shuriken. He can try and decap this victory point now. Maybe even get a 2-to-1. Caeltos finally taking his natural back. Triple catechins, absolutely crazy, and finally Array goes tier 2, and he has tons of power. Look at this. 462, 185, a single cap. I don't know how he has so much power. Catechins are 40 power each, so that's 120 power right there, plus the power sword, and he has over 200 power going into tier 2. They have had triple gens up on both of these things for quite a while. Also have this node, of course. And Array going straight back to pressure this VP. Caeltos, meanwhile, coming mid with his army. Unending Purge and Blessed Age is still up. Are we going to see a weapon upgrade for the Chaos Lord? We do have a Psy Cannon upgrade up on the Purgation Squad. Gives them 3 Psy Cannons, make them quite deadly at range to all targets. 433-185 Wraith Lord on the field for Zell. Really nice walker for Eldar. Great melee damage with that Wraith Sword. And also put a shoulder mounted range weapon on. Here come Howling Banshees in amongst Grey Knights, but way outnumbered here. And forced to retreat. Shuriken now suppressing this blob. Array needs to come and help, and he is. Here comes Sentinel, still do not have the ground pound. And Array going straight to tier 3 here with triple catagens. Is he going to be able to hold on? Dreadnought, a Chaos Dreadnought even on the field for clobby with the Mark of Khorne upgrade, gives it those 2 close combat claws. And this thing seriously kicks ass in melee now. That's a flare from the Commissar Lord. 432, 170, 2-ton cap for blue. Chaos Dreadnought going after that Wraith Lord. Look at the damage already, that was 3 or 4 hits. Shuriken nicely used by Zell, I think. Nicely set up here. Now turns to move. No, backs off. Why did he back off there? There's a Dark Flames, Chaos Sorcerer, one of his globals. Very nasty damage to light infantry. The Chaos Dreadnought is not using Blood Rage. There is Blood Rage. He has Doom on it though. Takes down the Wraith Lord. Farseer also goes down. Bright Lance on it, and it should be taken down here. Going after allied Grey Knights. 28 hit points. Bright Lance forced off. A very lucky Dreadnought. Catagens also forced off. 432, 138. Even with Doom on it, it still took down the Wraith Lord with Blood Rage up. Array has taken this VP back though. Still putting pressure on this power. Mines going down at Caeltos' base. And that is Empress Wrath. That was nasty. Level 2 Commissar Lord now. Good grief. Caeltos now with a Grey Knight Dreadnought on the way. 432, 128. Caeltos' brother captain all the way over here. Dreadnought now being repaired by these heretics. Will take them a while though. Zell double guarding weapon teams, one with a Shuriken, one with a Bright Lance. Array is tier 3 with triple catagens. 423, 128. Are they able to deal with this Grey Knight Dreadnought? We do have missile launchers on both the Sentinels, so 2 cracked missiles. Also some sergeants up for the catagens. Ouch! Frag missiles absolutely owning those stormtroopers. There is a Hell Fury strike from the Grey Knight brother captain. Here comes the Grey Knight Dreadnought armed with a multi-melt by default. 414, 128, it's a 1-to-1 cap. Caeltos still can't get back on his natural. Here comes Strike Squad. They have their Justicar, so they have the Energy Burst and Purification abilities. Sentinels backing off. Really nice Sentinel usage from Array. Meanwhile, centre, we have some Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. Both of them, in fact, Mark of Tzeentch. Both with aspiring champions as well. And now pressuring power. Chaos Sorcerer will try and decap. No, he won't. Here is Seer Council for Zell. Power melee, light infantry, leap into melee combat. An awesome unit, especially with some Farseer support, though she is down. 414, 117, it's a 2-to-1 cap for red. Somehow Caeltos able to stay relevant. A lot of pressure from Array. He has wiped a squad as well. But there's triple catagens now bogging him down in tier 3 with some huge upkeep. And he's unable to get out of Lehman Russ or anything. Lots and lots of Tzeentch worship. These heretics without any upgrades still going. This dreadnought lurking around somewhere. There is Chains of Torment. Clobby changing his Chaos Sorcerer's armor, and here comes the Blood Rage dreadnought. Power Fist now up on the Force Commander. Will he dare go after him though? It's the Fist of Barocus as well, so also gives him None Shall Fall, and there is None Shall Fall. None of these Guardsman squads will be wiped as long as this ability is up. Sentinels getting in some crack missiles. This might be a dead dreadnought. There is Maelstrom from the Grey Knight dreadnought. None Shall Fall is still up, and all of this stuff retreating. A huge push by Red, and the Nemesis Demon Hammer for the Brother Captain. 100 DPS of melee. It's not a power melee weapon, but that doesn't matter much against all of this light infantry on blue team. Chaos Sorcerer decapping this power, gets off a Doom Bolts, and there's a Dark Flames. Look at this comeback from Red. Unbelievable considering Caeltos' early game and that huge Emperor's Wrath white. We now have Stubbornness on the way for Commissar Lord. Something that Commissar Lords do quite regularly actually is to switch back and forth while the Emperor's Wrath is on cooldown, which is quite a long cooldown, as you'd expect considering how powerful it is. It's very expensive though. Here come Seer Council in amongst Chaos Space Marines. There is Chains of Torment again. Now a Fire Prism on the way for Zell. The Chaos Dreadnought did go down incidentally, as you saw, but the Grey Knight Dreadnought is still stomping around with that multi-melter. Good damage versus all targets at short range. Brother Captain levels 3. Chaos Sorcerer's also level 3, very near level 4. Commissar Lord 2.5. Now has the Flak Jacket. And now Stubbornness is up as well. Still has triple Catechins. Here is the Fire Prism from Zell. Really nice fire support for Eldar. There's a spread shot which knocks back infantry, and a focus blast which is good versus vehicles and large targets. 309117. Tier 3 for Caeltos and Clobby. Legation squad in retreat, they are level 2. More pressure on this VP from Array. Can blue team push red team back and get VPs going again? Because red are going to get mid. Thanks to these stormtroopers. Haven't leveled yet. There was Emperor's Wrath again. Good grief. Didn't hit them flush. Still took half of their hit points. And these guys are level 2. Now more pressure from Array, and triple Catechins will make short work of generators with their shotguns. Melter gun getting shots in as well. Here's that Fire Prism. Zell really needs to push against his power here. Look at this. Clobber is nowhere, and Zell is really not pushing. He is decapping the power now with Seer Council. Will he be able to do it in time? Clobby still has both of his Chaos Space Marine squads, and they're both now level 3. Has preserved his heretics as well. Now getting shots off on that Seer Council. They decap and then retreat. Lost the model as well. 272107. Brother Captain taking his natural back. Array needs to pressure this dreadnought. Here we go. Power Fist, Commissar Lord going in. We have a missile launcher. Sentinel still around. The other one went down, of course. Grey Knight Brother Captain coming into these Catechins. There's a lot of stuff he's running into. There's Demolishing Strike. Huge knockback and disruption. And here come a bunch of Psy Cannons. 272105. Brother Captain now in retreat. Grey Knight Dreadnought chasing the Sentinel. No, backs off. Here's a bunker here. Not sure what type of bunker it is. There is the Maelstrom, but None Shall Fall, stopping these Catechins from dying. Dreadnought goes down. Good engagement for Array. He now has a heavy weapon squad, which is a really good choice. A lot of players forego getting set up teams late game, but they're always useful throughout the game. 272105. Clobby needs to take his power back. Zell is mid. Haven't seen much from this Fire Prism. Has got a couple of shots in. And Caeltos drops a Land Raider Crusader. This thing is so nasty with those hurricane bolters.
We are winning this
Huge
one, sir.
long range damage versus infantry, and suppresses of course. Also does really good damage to things like the Avatar and the Great Unclean Ones since they are super heavy infantry. 272, 95, and a Land Raider Phobos on the way for Clobby. Seer Council will try and cap mid. They have been reinforced. How much did it cost to reinforce Seer Council? I should have seen. Sentinel taking tons of damage from this Land Raider. What is he doing? Went into it. Taken down very quickly. Now we have a las cannon up. Not going to be enough though, is it? Caeltos can now use this thing to push. There's not much that a Ray can do about it. His Commissar Lord will even be suppressed trying to get into melee. Side cannons now. Here come Stormtroopers to repair the Land Raider. Land Raider has taken quite a lot of damage. 3,500 hit points of vehicle armor. Has those grenade launchers on the front as well, so it can stop things getting close. And the Commissar Lord goes down. 272, 72. 200 VPs to make up for red. And Array forced off. Will he be able to do anything to that Land Raider? Clobby still didn't take this power back. 272, 66. Blue team are going to have 5 gens up. Red team have 4 gens up even. I can count. Commissar Lord down now. Mines dropped in mid. That's a low liberty of the Commissar Lord. And Caeltos is decapping. Here is the Land Raider Phobos. Twin linked heavy bolter and those twin linked las cannons on either side. Long range, large target shooting. Look at the damage to that fire prism. One more volley and it's going to go down. Bang. Zell way too slow to move that away. Trying to attack it with the Doombringer, which isn't going to work. You cannot get rear armor hits on a Land Raider because they are that badass. Down goes the Shuriken. Zell losing the plot a bit. Has the Seer Council still, and a decent amount of resources might be saving for an Avatar. Caeltos now pushing with the Land Raider Crusader. And parks in front of the bunker. 272, 47 is just going to shoot it to death with bolters. There we go. Something inside leveled up. Dark Flames again on all of these Catachans. Level 2, level 3 Catachans. Such a strange decision to get 3 squads, assuming it wasn't a mistake, which it might be. 262, 47 really screwed him up, I think. If he only had 2, went tier 2 earlier, could have had a Bane Blade out. Manticore on the way. Wraithguard on the field for Zell. Short range artillery, good damage versus all targets. Do have this mobility problem though. You can see how slow they are. You can put them into webways and stuff, and they can get a Farseer, a Warlock leader with Wraith Sight. The Farseer herself would also give them Wraith Sight. Just boost their speed a little bit. 239, 47. Seer Council in retreat. Really haven't seen them in combat much, have we? Chaos Dreadnought and some Havocs for Clobby, and I'm not sure if blue team will be able to come back. Another Mark of Khorne Dreadnought as well. Here's the Manticore, heavy artillery, huge damage potential from huge range, but it's very vulnerable if you can get close to it. And more Wraithguard for Zell. A good choice, I think, versus those double CSM. Commissar Lord levels to 4, reviving the Farseer, who now has Armor of the Azurian. Runes of Reaping now on the way. 215, 47, 2-to-1 cap for red, with 2 Land Raiders on the field. Their natural VP wrapped up, Centaur wrapped up. Can blue team push back? Array asking for a plan. Do have 2 Wraithguard, but that Chaos Dreadnought will tie them up badly now. And it's revealed itself, going straight after the Wraithguard, and there is Blood Rage. You lose control of the Dreadnought, but it does more damage, is faster, and is more resistant to damage as well. Doesn't last as long as it does in retail in Elite, so you do gain control a bit quicker. but you lose the benefits a bit quicker, of course, and this Dreadnought might go down here, but here comes the Phobos and the Crusader. Commissar Lord puts his shield up, takes down the Dreadnought, was a bit isolated for a bit too long. Manticore Strike. All 4 missiles, I think, hit the Land Raider. Down goes the Commissar Lord. These triple Catechans unable to really get close. The crazy suppression this Land Raider does from long range, supported by those side cannons. Another Manticore for array, 17147. Paladins on the field for Caeltos. Terminator armor. Walk through cover, cannot be suppressed, all that good stuff, can't retreat. Have these huge demon hammers which are heavy melee, also passively buff nearby allies with damage resistance and a damage buff. But you need to pay 700, 200 to get those guys on the field. Here's a Manticore Strike. Storm Eagle even it's called. And this is the cap. Now we have a double cap and blue team are done for. There's no way they can deal with Paladins and 2 Land Raiders. Not to mention his level 4 and level 3 Chaos Space Marines. 12247. There is time field. This Land Raider cannot shoot. But can he make it count? Puts guide on some Wraith Guard. Retreats his Seer Council though for some reason. Can't believe these heretics. Look, they're level 3 and all they've done is worship. Double Wraith Guard exploding some Stormtroopers. Caeltos not paying attention. His attention is elsewhere and they are exploded to death. Here come the Paladins. Lost a bunch of health. Catechans in retreat. There is a Manticore Strike landing right on the Land Raider. Ouch. Can be very good versus Land Raiders, Manticores, since they're so slow. Even if they spot the flare immediately, it's hard to move. Fire Prism for Zell. 64-47 is the double cap, and red team surely have this. Might be a triple hit. And look at the map control. They need a miracle right now. Huge pressure early on for Array, but really screwed up his eco with those triple Catechans. All of them still alive and have leveled. Not that they haven't done well, but you can't deal with every threat with triple Catechans. They are versatile, but they're not that versatile. Seer Council trying to cap and retreat again after doing very, very little. Why did they retreat? Perhaps he retreated the wrong squad. Perhaps he wanted to retreat these Dire Avengers. Here come Wraith Guard. Really needs to get those Seer Council in amongst these Chaos Space Marines. Look how much health they have. None. There's a Eldritch Storm on mid. Almost taking out the Phobos, but it's too late. And what a ending to the battle here. How much red did Array have? Not much. Must have used most of it on flares. And that bunker, of course. Grey Knight Terminator, Librarian, was on the way for Caeltos. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.